mobile has had a seismic effect on how people consume content. And at their heart, arts organisations are content organisations. So if mobile is fundamentally shifting how people consume content, it's fundamentally shifting the relationship that arts organisations have with their visitors and their users.
Part of a good experience and the memory-making aspect of a museum visit will be to do with the memories enjoyed with other people. So we identified a need to provide an app, which was mobile, that promoted group interaction, but actually didn't focus on the device itself.
We made a decision that we wanted to target families. So what we had to do as we were designing the games was strip a lot of the information out of the games and allow people to play together as a family unit. So they set challenges for each other rather than us serving them games which we think will appeal to them.
Clearly we have a very difficult building to negotiate. It's built over several floors, lots of different staircases. We know people have difficulty navigating the space. And so iBeacons gave us the opportunity to understand how we could locate those people within a room as opposed to just a building.
So that mobile aspect is really key. It's giving the users things to do in the rooms once they get there. It's adding a layer of fun, it's adding a layer of interaction and experience that they wouldn't usually get. The research and development can be a way of changing the shape and nature of a place to suit the society that it's part of.
There are so many pieces of public art that we might not necessarily notice. We walk past them all the time and don't give them a second glance. Why do they deserve a statue made of them? Because this experience gets you on the street and people aren't going to have massive amounts of time to stand by and listen. I think that was a challenge for the writers because it's hard to fit a story into 300 words, into 2 minutes and get something substantial. We did have to edit and edit and edit to get it down. As an arts organisation, it was a bit of an experience to get to grips with the technical side. We just have this great concept and we think, yeah, they could definitely make that happen, and then to actually hear the breakdown of what goes into making it work, all had to sync up. The mobile website with the phone call with the website. We had to learn this new terminology that we don't usually work with at all and try and figure out how to tie in our project with the mobile.
We knew we had a great story to tell, but we had to decide which parts of the story and how they related to the museum objects.
Can we tell a story theatrically using augmented reality? What augmented reality as a medium could do that film cannot do, that theatre cannot do. If I'm moving 360 degrees, what difference does that make in terms of me augmenting with museum objects?
Throughout the entire process, we were considering what the users were going to experience, what the age range was. Initially, the concepts were wide and we found we had to narrow down to something we could definitely deliver.
Because we were able to test a lot with our focus group, they made it very clear if something wasn't doing it for them or wasn't functioning. And obviously they use in different ways, so sometimes children will just press lots of buttons and some of them will stand and listen to the story and other people will stand there for a long time.
Are people learning more? From the initial work we did in terms of the research, we think that there is that learning.
NetPark is a new concept of a digital sculpture park. It's a great opportunity to think about the whole experience because you're really bringing in the context, the environment and the accessibility and the creative direction.
What the digital technology offers us is to be able to put that work out there as a traditional sculpture park, but everything is in the digital layer.
When you're designing for digital, what you're trying to do is to design defensively. What that means is that you have to assume that there are maybe 300 different Android phones out there, there are different iOS devices, and to actually design for all of those environments is a huge challenge.
Originally we thought we would use an app and the app would hold all of the artworks. Actually, once we were involved in the R&D process, what we discovered is we actually need to have a web application. What this means is that we're building in a kind of future-proof.
Once people get a smartphone, they become habitualised to it, which means that it is, for all intents and purposes, an extension of themselves. It's the way they interact with the digital world. So it's not so much mobile offers reach, it's just that your audience are mobile. And in my mind, that just makes mobile non-negotiable. The mobile is the extension of yourself digitally. So if you care about talking to people, you care about being on their mobile.